how do you get started? If you are on square zero, what are you doing?
Square zero. I would write down everything that you own. The first part, you got to keep track of your stuff. I have $150. I have $150 in cash, coins. All right? Make a list of everything you own, every single bank account you have, write it down and how much you have in it. Just keep track of everything you have. That's the very first step. Then what I'm going to do is take 25% of all the free money I found for savings to never be touched. All right? That's your emergency fund. That's how you have a job and don't have to worry about getting fired because you have a 1-year emergency fund that you can live on. All right? And that all goes back to you need to spend as little as possible while living your best life so you don't need a huge emergency fund. Then what you need to do, track it, get 25% for the emergency fund. That's what I'm doing. Another 25% I'm leaving in cash just because you need cash, right? Your car breaks, you need cash. You want to go to Starbucks and buy some stuff. You need cash. You can't have it in stocks and go buy Starbucks.
So I thought that I should buy everything on my credit card so I can pay it off on my credit card for my debit card so I can get good credit.
You should, yeah.
Okay.
That's what you should do if you know how to use a credit card. You just use it the same way as a debit card. Just spend money you have. If you're spending $1,000 on it, you better have $1,000 in cash to pay that off.
Okay.
Or you could sell an asset, a stock, to pay it off. But that's because it's more of a tricky process, which is why you need the 25% in cash. And then I'm going to use the other 50% to invest. That's what I'm going to do.
So like 50%, like what am I investing in? What are you buying?
So what I'm going to do with this money is, because I need to make as much money as I can in a quick amount of time. So instead of buying stocks where their average per year is 7% growth, and because I only have $150,
also not really, because that should be fucking crashing every fucking 5 seconds.
It doesn't matter. You have to invest for the long term. It's all branching off, right? You got 25% for savings, 25% in cash, the 50% for investments. From that investments, that has to branch off again. You need about 25% of that for stocks, 25% for super safe investments like a bond, and then I'm probably going to use the other 50% of that $75 to then go to yard sales and flip stuff.
Yard sale? What are you talking about? See, I was literally about to say to you, I hate that you're motivating me. Now it's like, this is what I'm saying, the hustle. Why?
Because that's what I want to do.
Live life and look, why can't I just, I'm talking about,
okay, I'm giving you the quickest way to do it.
What you're saying is, this is the reality of fucking life, and we can't sit here and talk about, like, why can't we all just share everything? I get that, but it's like, what the fuck?
Okay, well, that's because that's what I have interest in. And we got a couple of pennies. Ooh, my drop one.
I mean, I pay all my bills, I have a savings account, blah, 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 but, like, when it comes to, like, even the word, like, 401k or investing, I low-key will shut down because I just get very anxious and I get very nervous. And I definitely want to learn, like, how to, once I have a full-time job, like, in Florida and shit, like, I'm settled, like, I really want to learn and get all those fucking different investing accounts and put away money so, like, if I put away X amount of money, I have $1 million by this age when I want to retire, blah, blah, blah. I think that's important. But I don't fucking think that I just don't think that everyone needs to be an entrepreneur. I don't think that everyone needs to start a business. I don't think that everyone needs to constantly invest. I'm not saying this is your attitude. I'm saying this is your brother's attitude. I don't think that everyone needs to fucking, like, constantly have a side hustle or make a business. I think personally, and this is a whole different issue, and I don't know how we would do this, I think that if you work 40 hours a week and you really put the fucking work into it, I think that you should have, like, a livable wage. Again, I don't really know what I would give a 16-year-old whose parents make $150,000 a year and they work at Panera Bread. I don't really know what I would give them. But that being said, like, not everyone needs a side hustle. Not everyone needs to be, I'm talking about every single person. Not everyone needs to be fucking thinking about investing and all this shit all the time. Like, I think personal development is great, but there's just so much more than financial development. What do you think?
I think that everything you said is 100% on point. I do disagree the part, though, that people need to learn investing, whether it's buying jewelry, stocks, real estate, Pokemon cards, T-shirts, Supreme, an investment could be anything that appreciates in value. And back where you're saying you don't know what to pay these kids that were 16 years old, I right now make, we'll say, if I made $7,000 per year, I would never have to work a job in my life. $7,000 per year. And that's because I have investments and because I started early on. But it all comes down to how you spend your money. If you don't spend your money on stupid stuff and you only spend money on essentials and like food and shelter and basic clothing, you will have enough money invested at a very early age to where you would never have to work a job again because of your investments. But that's also why I'm reading the books, because people need to be educated. Like, you're getting scared about what the words are. They're just words. The definition is not the word. Or it is, but like, don't mix up the definition and the word. It's totally different than what you even probably think it is.
Okay.
Like a 401k, I'm sure you don't really know what that is. Or investments, like you don't even know, which is why I have the books for you to read. But you need to learn it though, which is why it's very important that kids who are 16 years old working at Starbucks understand they got to save a little bit of money. They can't spend all of their money on more Starbucks. Like, you're going to make $10 an hour and then go buy a $10 cup of coffee.
But it's just like why can't I live in a world where I can't just fucking enjoy the small things? Like,
dude,
why do I have to fucking constantly just like spend every fucking moment thinking about I have to buy the essentials, I have to buy this? Like, why can't I fucking go to Target for fun?
Dude,
like,
that's what everybody thinks, because you're putting yourself into that cage.
Okay.
I work a fucking part-time job. I could do whatever I want. I could call out of work tomorrow. I don't need to fucking go to work because I sit back and smell the roses. I fucking buy shit on the internet, like DNA tests for my entire family for $500 when I just quit my job. And that's because...
Are you interested in NAD drips?
And what?
NAD drips.
I don't know what those are.
Later. Keep going.
Okay. So, because I've learned about investing and financial literacy, that's what I learned. The most basic financial literacy stuff I learned, or that I'm going to teach you, will apply to everything in your entire life. So, like, on Mother's Day, right? My stepmom, she was having a good time drinking champagne, whatever they call it, cocktails. So she was drinking everything, right? Having a great day. And then we were outside by the fire, and she was like, oh, I wish I didn't have to go to work tomorrow. Like she was like really upset about it. She was like, we should have Mondays off on Mother's Days so people can celebrate. And the whole time I was just thinking, why don't you just call off? What's going to happen? You're going to get fired from your job that you can just go somewhere else and get the same job, probably better. You don't even need to worry about a job, because if you have investments that pay for your lifestyle and you don't spend a lot of money, in a couple of years, while you do need to be frugal in the beginning, by this time next summer, you could just call out of work today. You could have went out to the bar with us last night. You wouldn't have to worry about the stress of the money, and you could just do whatever you want in your entire life, which is like goes back to the kids. They just want to do whatever they want in your life, in their life. And if they learn this stuff early on in life and invest in, like, if you go to Chanel right now and buy a $200 purse, that could be worth $1,000 in 10 years.
But like, why do I have to do that? Like,
you don't have to.
You say investing, and I think I should have like a $400,000 house, or like I should have an apartment building that I lease out to people, or I should be sitting there on like the fucking stockmarket.com. I know that's how it's called. Fucking like looking at every single bar of every fucking health tech company.
You don't need to.
Fucking like crunching the what do you do?
Well, that's why you would probably pay people like me to do stuff like that for you. But like, what do you want to buy at Target? What are you gonna go there and buy? If I give you
bullshit, you wanna know what I want to do? I want to do what I did last night. Okay, I want to buy a new fucking pair of white shoes because my other fucking shoes were.
All right, what's that? $100?
No, it's fucking $20.
$20.
I want to fucking go and fucking buy some fucking chips, some fucking vegan cheese, and a fucking coffee. All right, that's what I want to do. And then I walk out of there and it's fucking $60. I'm paying at fucking Target, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And you want to spend $60?
No, I don't.
Without having to care about $60, right?
Yeah, I don't want to spend $60. Yeah.
And what do you want to do to get it to be like that?
I don't know, but what would you say is like how do you get started? If you are on square zero, what are you doing?
Square zero. I would write down everything that you own. Keep track of. Take a note. I know. I'm trying to, because I was literally just doing this. I'm doing this for my own company. So this is literally, dude, I'm going to explain to you my entire company right here. My brand, I'm John Lacey. I pick up pennies and coins and quarters and dollar bills that I find on the floor, right? Literal free money the universe is giving me. Self-development. You pick up the pennies, more money's going to come to you. You have to live frugal. I'm picking up these pennies. In 9 months, I found $150 of free money.
Okay.
Literal free money, $150. What I'm gonna do, so this is the first part, you gotta keep track of your stuff. I have $150. I have $150 in cash, coins, all right? Make a list of everything you own, every single bank account you have, write it down and how much you have in it. All your cash, count it all, write it down. If you do have like an education account, 401k, Roth IRA, if you do have those, they get them as gifts, all right?
Yeah.
People give you like an account.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah.
So
I know people
yeah,
do that. Yeah.
just keep track of everything you have. That's the very first step. Make a list of everything that you have and the price of it. What I'm doing is I'm taking 25% of all the cash I have. You're pretty much going to audit your life, all right? Audit your life. Then what I'm doing is taking 20.
Definition of audit in there?
I probably will. It's just make a list. That's what it means. Then what I'm going to do is take 25% of all the free money I found for savings to never be touched, all right? That's your emergency fund. That's how you have a job and don't have to worry about getting fired because you have a 1-year emergency fund that you can live on, all right? And that all goes back to you need to spend as little as possible while living your best life so you don't need a huge emergency fund, all right? So like if I get 25% for emergency fund, that's what I'm doing. Another 25% I'm leaving in cash just because you need cash, right? Your car breaks, you need cash. You want to go to Starbucks and buy some stuff, you need cash. You can't have it in stocks and go buy Starbucks.
So I thought that I should buy everything on my credit card so I can pay it off on my credit card and my debit card so I can get good credit.
You should, yeah.
Okay.
That's what you should do if you know how to use a credit card. You just use it the same way as a debit card. Just spend money you have.
Oh, no. I actually just got a credit card in December because I was petrified of getting one because I thought I was going to go into debt.
Oh, gosh.
No, I only have, but like, what do you think about having like $1,000 in credit card debt if you're still paying a bill every month? Like, I would be throwing hundreds of dollars on that fucking shit constantly. Do you still think that's bad? Because I hear having a little bit of debt is like good. No? Okay.
If you don't pay it off every month, you should not be using it.
Okay.
Do you pay it off every month, the full amount? Like at the end of this month, are you going to pay $1,000 to pay that off?
No, but I will keep it 90% of the time under $1,000 that I owe.
Do you pay interest on it?
Would I be able to figure that out?
Yeah, it's on the app on your phone.
I think it's 0% interest for the first year.
Okay, well that's good. Well, you don't want to get stuck in that habit.
Yeah.
If you're spending $1,000 on it, you better have $1,000 in cash to pay that off.
Okay.
Or you could sell an asset, a stock, to pay it off. But that's because it's more of a tricky process, which is why you need the 25% in cash, right? And then I have 25% in savings, 25% in cash to pay like my credit card off because of that. And then I'm gonna use the other 50% to invest. That's what I'm gonna do.
So like 50%, like what am I investing in? What are you buying?
So what I'm gonna do with this money is, because I need to make as much money as I can in a quick amount of time. So instead of buying stocks where their average per year is 7% growth, and because I only have $150,
well, not really, because that should be fucking crashing every fucking 5 seconds.
It doesn't matter. You have to invest for the long term.
We're about to sell a house that should sell for $700,000.
Yeah, but you don't have $700,000.
I'm saying I know that's my parents' money, but
yeah, but like I have $150 of coins. All right, I'm not buying $1,000 asset, right?
Yeah.
So what are
you doing with the $75?
I'm taking it and I'm going to some of it. Okay, so it's all branching off, right? You got 25% for savings, 25% in cash, the 50% for investments. From that investments, that has to branch off again. You need about 25% of that for stocks, 25% for super safe investments like a bond, and then I'm probably going to use the other 50% of that $75 to then go to yard sales and flip stuff.
Yard sale? What are you talking about? See, I was literally about to say to you, I hate that you're motivating me. Now it's like, this is what I'm saying, the hustle. Why?
Because that's what I want to do.
Live life and look, why can't I just, I'm talking about,
I'm giving you the quickest way to do it.
What you're saying is, this is the reality of fucking life, and we can't sit here and talk about, like, why can't we all just share everything? I get that, but it's like, what the fuck?
Okay, well, that's because that's what I have interest in, like a pen and paper. Because if I visualize it, it'll be better. So that's just because I like to do that because I like buying stuff and flipping it for a 20x return at a 1 hour garage sale. Because if you buy a stock that grows at 7% per year, it's very safe, right? I mean, if you're gonna never sell it, very safe. Then you're only making 7% per year. You would double your money every 10 years about. So if I just 20x'd my money in a 1 hour afternoon, you make a lot of money. Like most people don't even 20x their money their entire life. So the fact that I'm doing it in an afternoon by garage selling, that's just the quickest way. But it's more risky.
How are you doing it by garage selling?
You go to the place, you find an Elmo doll, you buy it for $1, you sell it for $20 on eBay. Yeah. And you just repeatedly do that with assets that are worth money. All right? Like you're not going to go buy a sock at a garage sale.
See, in my head, I think like, okay, you know, you go to a garage sale and you see this like fucking beautiful dish from the 1980s when they had like some certain fucking prints because there are shit like that that are worth a lot now. Why can't I just own a nice dish? Like,
You can't just buy it?
Why can't I just own a nice dish? Like,
So this
why
is what
I have
you
to
do.
go fucking start a whole auction? Why can't I see like a nice wood-stained armoire at fucking a yard sale and buy it and be like, oh, this is beautiful, instead of thinking, okay, I have to paint them and on Facebook Marketplace for a 20% profit. Like, I'm tired.
What I'm doing, because I have a more of an
Yeah.
education than you, because I've been doing this for 15,
No, yeah,
20
you do
years,
something
right?
completely different
I'm
than
more,
me. Yeah, you're
I'm
very
more
interesting.
advanced, so I'm giving you like this sneak peek. You need to do something that's going to be easier, but because it's easier, the trade-off is it's going to take longer.
You've been into this since you were 10.
Dude, I've been snow shoveling since I was 4 years old.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm an entrepreneur. I hustle because it's what I love doing. I'm not taking pictures with my camera to get the money.
Oh, I can
It's because
tell
it's a
you're very
hobby of
passionate
mine,
about it. Yeah,
right? I'm not building
100%.
websites because I need to pay off
I
my
agree
credit
with
card
you.
bill.
I agree with you.
I would do that anyway, right? So that's what I do as a job, which is why if you're a teacher, no matter what the pay is, you should be doing it because you love teaching.
Okay, see, here's the thing. I agree with you, but I fucking hate, and I understand that's not the angle you're coming at, but I fucking hate that sentiment because you do, and I love teaching, I really do,
Mm-hmm.
but it does not, the bending over backwards and the overtime that you're putting into it. You said to me last night, you said to me before, you were like, well, you could have not gone into work tomorrow or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I could 100% took off today. I did not take off today specifically because my two coworkers who teach a class together were going to be absent, and they were freaking out, being like, we have to teach this lesson tomorrow. And I was like, don't worry, I'll come in, I'll fucking prepare and teach the whole lesson. So I do love my job, and I am very passionate about it. But I think that I think that you can love something, but if you are putting in a shit ton of time and effort and energy into it, I think that you should be getting paid way more for it. And I don't think that you should be shamed. You're not doing this, but hey, come over here. I don't think that you should be shamed for asking for more money in a profession that you love. Like, that's like saying to a doctor, because no one's saying to doctors or nurses, no one's saying to nurses, oh, well, if you love, helping people out, making sure they're safe, and like, they don't do surgeries like doctors, but they definitely like keep you alive. Like if you have an ER nurse, well, if that's your passion, you shouldn't have to pay more. No, those fucking people are taking home so much with them mentally at the end of the day. They're fucking exhausted. As a teacher, I would have to stay after until like 5 or 6 o'clock every day, past my hours. I would have to come home then after sometimes, do more lesson plans. Also, the mental toll teaching takes on you is insane because I'm constantly thinking 24/7 and having an anxiety attack over it of all those little memories that really stood out to me, like when an adult said something to me that really impacted me. And I'm sitting here going, I cannot fuck these kids up. Like, I can't say anything that is going to negatively impact them. So there is so much mental energy and strain to that. I deserve more than $50,000 a year. You know what I mean? And I should be able to love my job, but also be respected enough to get paid what I deserve.
I think so too.
No, I know you do. That's just my little.
Yeah. But wouldn't it be better if you didn't have to expect somebody to pay you that much money?
No, I think it would be better because I think that that's the fucking work, and like,
Well, yeah.
Why would like?
So
again,
okay, no, I'm gonna
why
let
do
me
we have
explain.
to hustle? Why do we have to have all these side projects? Why can't we just get paid like what we deserve if we like work a certain fucking numbers of hours a week? You're different. You don't want to work that much, and that's a passion of yours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking, and you come up from a standpoint of this is a fucking world. This is what you have to do. And this is A, B, and C. And I think that's fucking great because at the end of the day, me and my philosophical, why can't we all just get paid fucking equal is not what's happening. Your solutions to shit is what's happening and is the only way that you're gonna make money. But I just think it's fucking bullshit. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the whole system is pretty messed up. But it all comes back to a lack of education. Like, you wouldn't need to be getting paid $50,000 per year if you knew how to properly spend your money and live at 100% happiness or 100% satisfaction in your life. Like, I get paid $875 per month, and I could fucking quit all of my jobs right now and do my passions, right? Because I'm educated on it. I understand how the education system works.
I don't think everyone should have to be educated in that specific thing, though.
Well, then you need to pay someone to do it for you. But it's kind of like...
But if you put 40 hours of work in, you should get paid a livable wage, I just feel.
Yeah, but if you don't even need the money, what does it matter how much you get paid?
What do you mean if you... But not everybody has that intrinsic, drive to do all that and have all this passion.
You don't need to do all
I think if you are putting 40 hours of work in every single week, and I think Taco Bell is a different story, but I think if you are putting in 40 hours of like hard work in every single week, in the world that we live in, you should be able to sit on your ass for the rest of the time. I'm not saying you should be getting paid $150,000 a year and that you should be able to take a double vacation every year. But I think that you should be able to afford a family iPad.
Yeah, true.
You know
I think so too.
Yeah.
And you can do that making $5,000 per year. You don't need to be making $50,000.
But what else can I do besides go to a yard sale?
Dude, literally fucking buy whatever you want.
What do you mean?
If you buy whatever you want and actually keep track of it and not buying stupid things that like don't add actual value to you. Like, people love buying things that give them satisfaction for like 2 hours and then they never touch it ever again.
Yeah, 100%.
What a waste of money that is.
Fucking edible store.
Like alcohol, drugs. Like, why do you need to be drinking coffee? Why can't you just be high off life? You don't need to be drinking coffee or smoking weed or doing that stuff. But if you cut out all the unnecessary purchases, you could be making $5,000 per year buying whatever you want. Like, right now, when I'm saying if I made $5,000 per year, I wouldn't have to change my lifestyle. The $5,000 includes spending $400 on a watch, right? That includes buying Burger King once a week. That includes going out to Starbucks, and that includes going to the movies and buying popcorn for $30.
I don't go to Starbucks every day. I go to Wawa.
That includes my lifestyle. You just need to figure out how much money you need to live your lifestyle. And then that way you can make less money at a job and not expect the referees to give you the game. And then you can go do whatever you want in your life.
See, here's my thing, though, and I feel like this goes...
Oh, wait.
Topic,
one more thing. Because you were saying how you don't need to be an entrepreneur to buy these things and go into garage sales. Just buy whatever you want. But you need to have the knowledge and the education to know what is worth the price and what's not worth the price. Like, if I go out and buy a Rolex right now, just because I love watches and I love the aesthetic of it, not even to flex the Rolex symbol, I just love the design, the ingenuity behind it. If I go and buy a Rolex for that price because I love it and I want to, because of the education I have behind it, I know that watch is going to be worth more in the future. And you're going to make more money with that watch than you will buying stocks. You can. Dude, I'm fucking wearing this watch right now, am I not? People wear Jordans all the time that cost $1,000 because they don't care about the money. You're focusing too much on the money. It's not about the money. It's about living your life the way you want to live it. And everything else will just fall into place. But you need the education to back up that statement. You need to understand what's right and what's wrong, what to do and what not to do, pros and cons of everything, risk management, right? Like, I'm giving you, like, the risky shit that I do. You could be very passive. You could be very passive, still live the best life, and do literally whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, life comes down to whatever you want to do anyway. I'm not holding a gun to your head and telling you what to do, right? But because you have the good heart and soul and the respect for your coworkers and the drive to go teach these kids and give them a better future life than you had, you purposely chose to go in and work that extra shift when you could have called out, but because you're a great person and you have respect and love for the world, you chose to do that.
But contributing to society should allow you to know. Because, that's serious. The referees should, I get what you're saying, and you are right, but like,
and I get what you're saying.
You
too.
should be paid a mediocre salary because you get fucking like personal gain out of it. No, I don't believe that because I feel like that is then circles it fucking back that no one's motivated to fucking like be a teacher or to fucking like be I don't know a member of the community because they know that if they're a TikTok star or if they're just fucking being an asshole like flipping shit for outrageously expensive prices or being a landlord and charging fucking 25%. All right, that's a drag.
No.
But like a fucking huge increase every fucking year. Like we're gonna create a society of people who are like fucking greed and foaming at the mouth and like no one wants to help each other out anymore and there's no sharing. I'm not trying to get into a whole communism
too focused
thing,
on the money.
but like okay.
Like if you don't need the money, why are you gonna charge your tenant more money? If you don't need the money, you already live the same life you would want to live.
Because people don't do that. Because people don't care. Because people
don't care. They don't have the education. They don't even understand the impact that it's having.
But that's not the reality of the world, though.
Why can't I make that a reality by teaching people this and through my NFT project with the characters and teaching kids about Patient Panda Bear and Never Lie Lion.
I do want to say
people just need the education.
Tell you that any class that you end up teaching or any pitch that you sell to people, you will do very well at.
Okay, thank you. I think everything that you're saying all comes down to insecurities.
Okay.
And people wanting to be the TikTok star, but they have the insecurities and then they want to chase the money, which is why they want to do these ridiculous jobs when they don't have even the passion to be doing that shit. Like they're going to do it for like 3 months, realize it's not what they want to do. It's not what makes them happy. And they're going to then fall into regret and go backwards in life, which is why they need the self-development education. But they need to understand, like at the bar yesterday, some dude was pressing me mad hard. I asked him what he does for work. And he literally said, I'm a business owner, entrepreneur. And I said, what do you do?
Oh, maybe.
And he couldn't tell me anything he did. And this guy's going around telling people he's an entrepreneur, a random stranger. That dude is never going to succeed as an entrepreneur. This dude isn't fucking doing anything. It's not what he wants to do. At least you're a teacher and you want to work. No, this dude is going to fall into a trap and he's going to get mad depressed and probably end up doing a lot worse stuff to his life instead of wasting his time.
What if you are a fucking, I'm being serious because there are millions of them, thousands of them. If you are a fucking single mom and you have 3 kids, they all go to school every day, you have a full-time job, so it's not that or anything. You have a fucking house, but you don't have a fucking college degree. You can't go back to college. You're raising 3 fucking kids.
You don't need college.
And the second, but what if you? What I'm saying is like, what if you just don't have enough fucking time? You're fucking so busy raising these kids. By the end of the day, you're fucking dead, basically. Like if you're going to work, you should be able to like just support your fucking lifestyle.
Yes, you should be able to support your lifestyle with whatever job you have. But if you're a mom with 3 kids, you shouldn't be working at a restaurant as a waiter. All right, you could get any job in the entire world. Why are you limiting yourself to such small potential?
What if you live in a state like not every place is New Jersey?
So move. New Jersey's expensive.
Hard, you shouldn't even. It's not that hard. Let's not act like
I think it is 100% very simple to do. I could leave right now.
Kansas, okay, leaving New Jersey and coming to New Jersey are 2 completely different fucking things. 100%.
It's about the money.
100%.
Go to somewhere that's cheaper to live.
Where are you if you grow up in fucking like? I'm being serious because I don't know, and I'm like if you.
I don't know either. I've never been through that situation before, so I'm just giving you my opinion.
I know. Okay. We're just
No, this is good.
But like if you grow up, and this is a conversation I try to have with him all the time. Like I grew up living a very privileged experience, in my opinion. I grew up in a fucking great neighborhood. You know, my parents struggled, but they fucking. I mean, I'm paying for my own college through loans and stuff, but I got all the necessities. I got everything. And I could even still sit here and complain about like shit and like stuff that happened in my life. Me looking at my privileged life and then teaching in New Jersey, I consider it a privilege compared to the lives of so many other people I see. I'm not talking about white privilege.
The fact that I have a water bottle right here that I could drink right now, I'd be the most privileged person in the world.
When I say privilege, I'm talking more about like the gratitude I have for the situation I was in. And I teach some of these kids, and like I see them, and I see their parents, and I see their families, and like I think about like what will I struggle with, and I have all of these tools that I had, I can't imagine, and maybe I'm not utilizing all of them. I can't imagine growing up and not having any fucking tools. Like, I have a student, he's in DIFUS, he lives in a hotel with his fucking mom, he's 11 years old, barely went to school for a few fucking years. How the kid can barely fucking read and write, and has isn't autistic or anything, but has a bunch of fucking social emotional issues and stuff. But nice kid, deserves to fucking live a good life. I don't expect him to start learning how to invest in flipping Rolex watches and shit. Is what I'm saying.
No,
how the fuck do we do this for everyone? I don't fucking know. I would actually read that book. I didn't think it was financial advice, but that's motivational shit. I will say that I do agree with you on this. I feel like we have the same sentiment of if you have a negative mindset, you're only going to attract negative things. If I sit here and walk around and say I'm depressed all the time and I have a horrible life, I'm only going to have a horrible life. If I walk around and say, I'm happy, I look for the good things, I will be happier. If I walk around and say I'm financially unstable, I'm only motivating myself to be financially unstable. So you definitely have to want to have those things and shit.
Yeah. I think it all just comes back to education. Because everything that I'm telling you right now, you don't need to execute. But if you know it even exists, just makes you better than other people. Just the fact that you know that word even is a thing. Patience. The fact that you know patience is a word makes you already more privileged than other people who don't know what it means. Or people who don't know what greed means. They're just doing whatever they're doing because that's what they think, that's how life is supposed to be lived. If they don't understand what greed is, how are you going to expect them to be anything but greedy? So they need to be educated. They need to know it's there. They don't need to use everything I'm giving them. You just need to know stocks exist.
But you seem like you are someone to where you have a very malleable brain. A lot of people, that's just not their hardwiring, and it's just not going to be like that.
Because they've been through a hard life and they weren't given the resources to prosper. So that's what I'm trying to do. Give them the resources in a book you can read in 40 minutes.
I love the infomercial.
If that kid who was in DIFUS... Dude, do you know how many books I've given this to kids who have disabilities? They're on the spectrum and other stuff. They've read this book and their life has flipped.
I didn't even read the title of the damn book. That's a good fucking title for that content of that book. That's cool. I like that a lot. Everything to learn before investing in stocks, an introduction to financial literacy and personal success. Very cool. I like that a lot.
Thank you. So if the kid reads this book who's in DIFUS, he could have a different perspective on life and learn to be happy and enjoy the fruits of what he has. Because someone else has it worse than he does.
No,
and if he understands that, yeah, this guy's going crazy. But yeah, you know what I mean. The whole system just needs to get changed. So, everything. We need human innovation.
So if you were me right now,
as always,
what stocks and what bonds or what shit that doesn't involve going to a yard sale or buying a Chanel bag, things that you think I actually could realistically do, what would you tell me to get started?
Okay. So this is why you need to be educated, because there's a lot more factors that you need to take into account. You need to take into account how long do you have to play with here. Do you want something tomorrow or do you want money in 50 years? You're going to have a lot less tomorrow, but you're going to have a lot more in 50 years.
I guess I would be probably, I guess I would want more money in the long run.
Okay.
But can I be 5?
5 years?
Sure.
5 years is a good time frame. Yeah. Yes. As long as you never touch the money once you put it in.
Okay, that's fine.
And you will lose some. Sometimes you don't always win. But
why?
Okay.
But why?
Because,
what do you mean? It's so fucking easy. Everyone can do it if you don't always.
No, everyone can do it. You would just have to buy an index fund, but that would take you more than 5 years.
I don't really know what that is.
So that's everything all compiled together.
So many things.
That's why you buy this one thing that has everything in one picture.
Are you a financial advisor?
No.
Do you charge people?
No. I don't give financial advice. I just tell you what I would do if I was in your situation. What I would do.
What are you trying? What is that? Why do you say it like that?
Well, because if I say I'm a financial advisor and I'm not, and you take this information and lose all of it by listening to something I told you, even though I think it might happen, it could not because I don't know everything. I just know because of the education I put into it and my assumption. So if you lose your money, you can sue me and I'll get lose everything.
Like the word allegedly. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Hey.
So, and then also you have to, how much money do you have to put into it? and how much do you expect to get out of it? You could put in $1 or $100.
If I want to drop $500 into something tomorrow, what would I do?
And you want it to go up in 5 years. Would you rather be more risky and make more money, or be minimal risk and make the bare minimum?
I don't know, because I don't even know what those two things are. Like, what do those two categories even
Okay, so
them?
there's one stock I could give you that is it's a technology company so there's one stock I could give you. It's called Palantir. They take mass amounts of data, and using artificial intelligence, they find trends in the data to save companies fuel costs and travel time and like stuff like that.
Okay.
That company is right now $8 per share. Actually, what time is it? Oh, it's past 4. Okay, so that company right now is $8 per share. I expected in 5 years to be worth at least 2x. So I expect it to be worth at least $20 in 5 years. So that's a double of your money, right? That's more risky because it could be worth $4 in 5 years, but in 50 years it could be worth $15, right? So it's more risky only because I believe in it so much, and it's not like if I lose all the money, I can still live the exact same life I would live anyway. So it's kind of like it's a higher risk, high reward. Because I have money to live a bare minimum life.
I get what you're saying.
You know? And I have the education to understand how to do that, which is what I'm trying to teach people with these books. But there's so much that goes into it. It's hard to confine everything to a book that people are going to read in 40 minutes. All right? So you could do that.
You guys really are like, oh my God.
I know, yeah. I bet so. Dude, it's because I'm just so passionate.
But he spits this shit at me in high increments.
Yes, dude.
Like, and then
it's because we're just so passionate about what we do. That was cool.
Keep going.
So you could double your money, or I expect to at least 100x my money. So I'm gonna turn $8 into 800. Right?
Okay.
100x it. That's my hopes. That's more risky because it could go to 0, or it could 100x. You see, there's like a big difference. That's Palantir, $8 a share. Or you could buy it into the index fund, the big group of everything. That's less risky. That's 7% per year. So if 7% per year, you do the math, it's going to take about 10 years to double. All right? Thank you all so much for watching my video. It really means so much to me. You have no idea. I'm going to start dedicating a lot more time to this YouTube channel here. So make sure you subscribe. Now is the time. If you want to check out a lot more of my other really good content, check out my LinkedIn and Twitter and Instagram and TikTok at I'm John Lacey. But I'm really buckling down on this YouTube channel. So now is the time to subscribe. Thank you all so much. I hope you're staying happy and have a great day.